What's up, guys and gals, and welcome back to the Nerd Castle for the next episode of This War of Mine, where I am just chilling for a little bit. Just chilling like a villain, making sure that all the things that need to get done. We grab some liquor from over there, and now we're cooking up some dinner so that everybody can have some food in their tummies before we go out and raid and pillage tonight, which is exactly what's going to happen. Roman's going back in that building, and they're getting dealt with. It's going to be ugly. There's going to be screams. You're going to see, like, fire behind the windows. It's going to be one of those situations. You don't mess with Roman. Roman is a killing machine. The guy's an animal. You can't help it. He's good with a knife. He's good with a crowbar. He's good with a brick. He's good with his face. I mean, it just comes down to, like, you can't stop him. He's a scary little guy. He's a scary little dude, and I respect that. I respect that. Mostly because I'm afraid of what'll happen if I don't. But, you know, don't judge me. Look at that. Look at the crazy eye. Just look at the crazy eye right now. I think I've got a point. The crazy eye is real in Roman. The crazy eye is very real. We used to peg those kids in high school. You'd be like, he got crazy eye. I mean, every now and again, the crazy eye would be like genetic or something where they're not actually crazy. But I'd say like 80% of the time, that dude's sitting around with crazy eye all day at school, probably in minor need of psychiatric help at some point in his life and just didn't get it. And so the crazy eye became permanent. And you're like, well, damn, that is unfortunate. But I'm going to stay the hell away from your wake because it is a scary looking blood red wake. And I don't want to ride it. Not for a second. We need to decide what we want to upgrade right now. And I think I'm going to install a heater right now, because we're going to need it come winter anyway, so we might as well get it out of the way now. I mean, it would be pretty awesome to make a distillery so that we could make our alcohol even better and get more value out of it. It would also be cool to put up the reinforced door. But as far as survival goes, I think I would start, because I bet you anything, I bet you almost anything we're going to get hit with winter right after the crime wave ends. And so I'd rather just have these tier 2 buildings in place that we can make use of right now rather than later. If we build the door, or if we do any of the other stuff, it's actually going to use up all of our materials. We're going to be out of components again. We're going to be in that weird situation where we're just looking around everywhere just trying to get components, and I don't feel like going back to that right now. Probably wait until our next merchant comes through. When our next merchant comes through, we'll have like 60 or 70 components, and we can do these big upgrades. You don't really have to worry about components once you get further into the game. Oh my god, I can talk today. I can talk today. I swear it. I swear it. Okay, so that's up. Nothing else is going to happen today, so we're just going to skip the day. We should be good right now. We got the heater up and running. I'm happy with our progress. Put him on guard. Put her on guard. Actually, no, never mind. He's on guard. She can sleep today. I try to alternate between the two of them because I try to have him sleep on the day before he needs to cook so that we get the food up and running like the day that we need it. Over here, let's handle the hotel. It's another day, another dollar. I don't know if I should bring the knife or what I should. I'm going to bring the knife just in case. Just saying, I'm going to bring the knife because it seems to be a better killing object. The few hand-to-hand combats that I've won, the knife actually seems to be better than the pistol, to be honest. The knife is great. The only thing that gets beaten by the knife is the shotgun, which is like bakoom, and lays people out hella quick. The bakoom boom. It's sort of like the raccoon boom, but it uses a lot more gunpowder and a lot more little slug fragments. Let's see who we can ace today. Knives out, everybody. Well, don't sprint through the door making hella noise, man. We're trying to go all Splinter Cell on this thing. Metal Gear Solid, come on now. Ezio, sneaking through the darkness, destroying our foes with a single knife blade to the throat. I have no indication that anybody else is around here right now. So, my initial response to all of this, I don't even see the other guy. Where's the other guy at? He's got to be around here somewhere. There's 2 guys left, I think. I think he's facing this way, but he should come out here, I think. Oh, yeah, there's a second guy. I was going to say, I know there's a second guy down there somewhere. But it looks like he's just going to hang out at the bottom. Trying to bait him with noise right now, but I gotta hustle. I don't know if he's gonna come up this way or if he's gonna climb up. It depends. It sort of depends where you land in this whole thing. And now we just gotta hope that this guy doesn't come back over here and investigate. There we go. So that's another one down. Very, very violently. That guy's kind of pale. He needs to get some more sunlight. Either way. We need to be careful on the stairwell because the guy downstairs can actually see you. So you kind of just want to like hang out. Maybe sometimes he sees the dead body too. This part can be kind of wonky. We'll just sort of wait for it. See what his overall reaction is because, yeah, every now and again he like sees somebody through the floor or something. I don't know how we're going to take this guy. Where did he go? Alright, well let's hustle. It's already like the middle of the night, so we kind of need to make this happen. No, I think you can jump down over here, can't you? Well shit, he's going to see us in the stairwell if we go down this way right now. I gotta wait till he goes somewhere else. I'd prefer to have this place cleared out before we go anywhere else, but just in case, I'm gonna start looting while we wait for this guy to move around. You can also chop up all the furniture here for all kinds of good shit if you need it. Okay, so he went back in the room. What room he went into, I'm not sure. Okay, so he's over, he's like in the backyard or something. And so he's gonna walk down here. I may try and jump down and take him after he goes back to do whatever it is he's gonna do. Jumping down does make noise though, so like be aware. Oh, he can actually see me from right there. Okay. Does he have a gun by any chance? He might have a gun. I don't know. He's got like a little sergeant's hat or something. I'm worried about it. I could have taken him right there, but if you jump down from right here, it makes too much noise. Like, he's definitely gonna hear it. There we go. Got him. Not a bad day for us. Not a bad day for us. Real bad day for him. Terrible day for him. Worst day ever for that guy. But at the same time, we managed to get the job done, so I'm not going to concern myself with it too heavily. Oh, they all have knives. That's lovely. Just psychos down here running around stabbing people like it's 1992 and Scream just came out. Grab that and all of those, like everything that I can really bring back with me, to be honest. Just anything that saves Boris a couple runs. But this location usually has a lot of good stuff in it, so we'll come back with Boris tomorrow night. And actually, that's the first time I've ever cleared that place without somebody dying. That was pretty flawless. That's pretty flawless. I liked it. I mean, we probably could have done it in one day if I had played it a little better. Oh, the crime wave ended? Ooh. Okay. I didn't know the crime wave would end that quickly. I think we probably got attacked, though. Yeah, I was going to say, it's been a while since our last raid, so I figured, you know, at some point we're going to get hit. At some point we're going to get hit. Let's put everybody to bed that needs to go to bed. Everybody that's ready to ride is ready to ride. Let me take a look at what cigarette components we have down here. Obviously, we're not going to be able to bring much home until we take Boris over there. I didn't free the brothel lady because I didn't have time to deal with it, but we'll free her tonight. Go back in over there and handle our biz. 24, 13, 16... So if I make the mixer over here, let's make the mixer to get that ready for our metal working bench, just so that we have the components on hand when the time comes and we really need to fire this out. How much water are we rocking right now? Oh, wow. Actually, we need water very, very badly, so I'll probably make some filters right now, too, in just a minute. How much liquor do we have? Enough to trade with? Okay, good. We need water, though. We need a lot of water, and we need it very, very soon. At least there's some relief. What, did you fart or something? Like, what's that the kind of... Who says that except somebody who just farted? They'd be like, well, that's a relief. Got like that big-ass smile on their face when you're riding in the car with them. You'd be like, aw, you bastard. All of a sudden, the windows are locked, too. You're like, ah, you. You're lucky we go way back, my friend. You. Let's make some filters with the remainder of that. Actually, no, we'll only make 5. I'll try and keep some componentry on hand, just in case things get a little bit rowdy. What is this going to take to upgrade? I know we need the thermometer thingy from the tier 3. But we also need probably a lot of parts. Well, not that many. It's actually not so terrible. It's doable. Okay. Awesome. Sounds good. It's day 14, so we don't need to eat right now. We got everything done yesterday. Now that those filters are ready, let's make ourselves some more water. Because I love water. If you want, actually, you can front stock filters, and you can actually make water much, much faster in winter if you've got the extra wood. You can sit and melt out like 7 waters at once, like 28 water at a time during the winter. And in fact, that's usually when I try and get ahead of the curve for water, so I don't have to worry about it for the rest of the day or for the rest of the game. It's actually freezing today. We're going to have to use some fuel, unfortunately. How much do we have? 5. Okay. Throw a couple fuel in there right now just to keep us topped out, because if people get sick right now, it's not something that I feel like dealing with. I would much rather use all of our medical supplies for some form of trading and bartering rather than using them all up actually for the things they're intended for. I would rather give them to people who are sick in return for something I need than to become sick myself. And in this game, you do get sick when the temperature turns anything other than red. So if it's like a light blue color, it means that it's cold enough to where you might get sick. And then if it's dark blue, it means you're hosed and you're totally going to get sick if you don't solve this in like 2 days. Next thing you know, you've got like a pandemic running through your entire group of people, and it's just like, ugh. It becomes an issue very quickly. There's not much else to do today. I feel like I keep saying that, but honestly, I really wish there was a speed up button right here for the daytime, because as you play the game more and more and more, the daytime is actually the boring part. The time when you go raiding outside at night and you get to murder people and, you know, fight and scrap and get into trouble and get holes cut in your ears. That's when I say that because I had a cat when I was a kid. He was half bobcat. When I was a kid, I had a cat who was half bobcat, and he weighed like 24, 25 pounds, but he wasn't fat. Like, he was in shape for a cat. His head was like the size of, not even like a softball. Like, his head was huge. It was an enormous cat. When he meowed, like, meow. Like, that's what it sounded like when he would meow, meow. Like, he had like a very deep voice, and he guarded the front yard because he was an outdoor cat. Technically, he wasn't our cat. He just kind of hung out in the neighborhood. Like, everybody put food out for him, and then in return, he stomped the yard and made sure that there was no wild cats running around. Well, he had like lots of holes in his ears and stuff from fighting, because it's his territory. That's what cats do. Like, a lot of people don't like to recognize that outdoor cats fight and scrap and do all that stuff. We had him fixed. The neighborhood went together and had him fixed and neutered and everything, so he wouldn't be bringing kittens and stuff into the neighborhood. But he still was really territorial about the neighborhood. Like, in his mind, those 8 food bowls were all his food bowls, and nobody else could have them. He's a big cat, too. He's big enough to pick up small cats by the back of their head and just carry them off. They couldn't even keep their feet on the ground. He's a mean cat, but he's friendly, too. He'd sit on your lap all day just enjoying your company. On the other hand, when it came to other cats, he was not a fan. He liked people. Very much a people cat, not a cat. Strongly disliked his furry brethren. Strongly. Very strongly, in fact. I think we're good right here. That's not actually going to get done. Is he rested? Everybody's rested, right? Everybody's rested. Let's go. Alright, so what I want to do tonight is we got to cook tomorrow, so he's going to sleep in bed. You guard. You guard. I'm sorry. You scavenge. You guard. There we go. That's better. We're going to hit the hotel tonight hard. We're going to try and get everything out of this place that we can right now. Whether or not we'll be able to will depend, but he's got 17 slots, and I'd like to use them, so let's get going. We need the crowbar to clear out some stuff. I may also chop up all the wood stuff here, but we've got so much wood at the garage that I don't really see the point. It's kind of pointless, I guess. Let's get him up and in here. And actually, for future trade runs, it might be better to clear this, so that's what I'm going to do. I figured I'd pop back in early and give you guys some advice about this map. I actually had to go get another drink because my throat was getting dry, but while he's clearing this out, I wanted to give you some advice. So never clear this barrier up here. Never clear this barrier right here until you've killed everybody in the building. Because what'll happen is when you get into the fight over here, I've had this happen to me before, so don't laugh. I killed a guy right here. I killed the guy right here. And then this guy down here saw me, so I ran back this way around and came down here. And what happened is the dude waited for me right here. And right when I came down the ladder, he shot me with a shotgun. Asshole. But yeah, be careful because the enemy will head you off if you remove those barriers. By keeping it up here, you force them to chase you a certain way. I have, however, seen them jump up through all the crevices right here and try and head you off right here while you go around. If you're quick, it won't happen, but if you're playing as Boris, it could definitely happen, so be careful. If you're doing all your assassinations and killings on Boris, there is a distinct likelihood that that might happen to you. Alright. So let's get in here and grab some of the goodies that we need in order to make our quest a bit more successful. I call it a quest. It adds sort of like an air of storytelling to this whole thing. I suppose I could have waited in there for him and just waited till he came back, but we were running out of time in the previous marauding attack, so I figured, let's just deal with him now. Like, why not? Let's just take him outside while he's hanging out right here. We'll also go up there and we'll try and help the girl up in the brothel in just a second, but I want to grab as much loot as I can before I waste time. Not waste time, that's not what I mean, but before I spend time doing altruistic stuff, I want to make sure that I get mine first. Because we are on a time limit. In real life, obviously, I'd let her out first. But we're on a time limit right now, so if there was no time limit, go for it. There's a bunch of free beds back here, too, if you want them. I mean, they're kind of nappy. God only knows what they've been used for, considering this place has been operating like a brothel for the last little bit. But hey, if you want to take your life into your own hands and maybe sleep on a scratchy, crunchy spot, go for it. That's your call. If you want to live your life that way, I won't question it. I'm like, some people like the scratchy, itchy, wet spot. Some people are like, I think I'm okay with it. I don't want any part of this. I've never seen anything good happen from opening this up here. Like, it seems like you open it and then they just run away and nothing good happens. I'm not sure. I don't even know if this part was programmed completely, because this lady right here is being, like, held as a sex slave or something like that. But... or maybe that's a dude right there. I mean, it could be a male sex slave. But maybe he was one of the rebels and they're like torturing him or something. There's a note scraped on the wall. Every night I hear screams. I can't take it much longer. I dread the moment when they come for me. God save me, please. Yeah. Well, I suppose I could have been an implement of the divine. I was about to be snarky about it, but I suppose I might be an implement. Who knows? Who knows? Never count me as being cocky enough to say something like that. I don't know. There's free band-aids. Anybody want some band-aids, huh? Like, ew, this one's been used. It's all yellow and brown and sticky. Never mind. So now that we've done our apparently divine duty to save that guy from... actually, I should crack this open, too. That might break the crowbar, and then we'll be done and finished with it. I think this room is an armory. There should be like a bunch of guns and goodies in here, as far as I know. It's the gag room. The guns and goodies room. Really, that crowbar still ain't busted. I tell you what, that crowbar right there has been a champ. That thing has just been there. The entire trip, it has done nothing but be there for us. It's like, you're my busy as your crowbar. All excited about the fact that it's a crowbar. Writing songs about its life as a crowbar. It's still not broken. Hey, free helmet. Anybody want some bullets? We didn't bring back home anything useful, unfortunately. I'll bring back the bullets just in case. There is a crime wave going on, although I think it should tell us the crime wave subsides when it actually subsides. I'll go downstairs. We're out of time. Boris is slow enough to where I get nervous about staying past 3 a.m. because he's really, really slow. And occasionally it's made it so that I got out of the zone like right at 4:50 before the turn ends. And I just don't like to take chances like that. I'm just not a risky person along those lines. We got a full inventory, so we can come back tomorrow and fix this all off. I'm excited about doing the construction site on camera because I did it before and I think it's going to be pretty awesome. I'm excited about doing it. The construction site is really intense, assuming you get the right event. There's 2 events you can get at this construction site. You can get one where there's like a private and a sergeant who are there. The sergeant is the sniper, and the private doesn't seem too stoked about the situation. There's another one where you get 2 professionals, where it's like a sniper and a spotter. That one's a bit more difficult. Cost us 6 bullets. Well, good. I brought home 7, so we're good to go right now. We got nothing to worry about. Everything's been handled. You guys all go to bed, get ready. It's time for us to eat some dinner. Yep. Let's go ahead and get that all cooked up. Get the vittles all ready. We need a bit more fuel, though. Let's burn some of these books. There we go. And we got him right there. Did I bring anything back that I could? I got a bunch of good stuff right there, and we haven't had a vendor in a while, so I may risk making the cigarettes right now. All 32 of them. Or never mind, I thought we had 8. We have 7, so we're making 28 cigarettes. Either way, they're the good ones too, so we should be able to get reasonably decent trade for them. On this side, we'll make both of these. There we go. If the military base opens up, I might go trade there too, because I like to front stock my ammo. I like to make sure that I never have ammo problems ever again. Like, I like to be sitting on top of like 60 bullets so that nobody can ever dare assail me from here till the end of the world. That's just, I like to be safe. The world of Mad Max is not for me. I prefer docile Max. Max with a good conversation. Max who enjoys geopolitical commentary. That's what I prefer. Not Mad Max. Not for a second. No siree. Not me. Let's put this right here. Got a lot of liquor. Unfortunately, we are now out of veggies. Our veggie tables have finally run out. We've got more than enough food right here for another feeding, though, so I might try and trade that into something a bit more useful. If I can turn these into vegetables in one of our next trades, that'll actually serve us a lot better because we can feed 2 people for the price of 1. We'll see what happens. I don't know where I found that courage I have a dearest friend who always worried a lot. One day she called me terrified, saying there was a riot outside. The secessionists were inciting the crowd to burn down the town hall. I told her not to worry, and I was right. Nothing came of it. This time. But even when the riots and fights became everyday news, I kept assuring her it would all blow over soon. Civil wars are a scary thing like that. I mean, if you look at American history, just from our perspective over here, the most damaging war we've ever had in terms of human life lost has been our Civil War. I think something like 580,000 people died in the Civil War over here in the United States, and that's still like our highest casualty count of any war we've ever participated in. Like, Civil Wars get ugly no matter where they are or no matter who participates. I'm actually going to have him sit there for a second while we finish off all of these cigarettes. Actually, no, let's trade the liquor first. I'll trade the liquor for right now. And then once I give him a little taste, we'll come back and do the rest of it. This is what I was waiting for, right? Ooh, wow, he actually came back kind of skimp. Alright, we'll deal with the other stuff in a minute. Let's go ahead and grab as much out of this deal as we can. Not bad. Next, I don't know why it makes a money sound, because we're not trading money right now, but it always makes a money sound after we're trading liquor. It should be like, blub, 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 make like a sound like a container. Container. Like the generic sound. Nobody knows what a container sounds like, so it's just some guy saying container into a microphone. Container. Oh, I would actually be entertained by that. I'd be entertained as hell by that. Then again, I like dumb shit humor, so... Like, there's two kinds of humor in this world. There's people that, like, think Anchorman is funny, and then there's people that think Anchorman is, like, the dumbest shit on earth. And that's the dividing line. That's the dividing line right there. Let's see. He's got 4 bullets. Oh, no, he doesn't want to give them up. Come on, man. Give up the bullets. You know you want to. I got knives. You want a knife? Huh? Stab a fool? Shivy, shanky, shanky? I need a lockpick, actually, for in a little bit, so I'm going to grab that, too. It won't do. Try harder. Well, how about another knife, amigo? How about another knife? Okay, so what if I take some of the wood off the table? Yeah, there it is. There's the trade. There's the trade. He didn't bring a lot of vegetables, though. I was hoping he'd have more vegetables on him. And unfortunately, he did not have a lot of vegetables. This leaves me in kind of an awkward position at this moment, because there's actually a lot of stuff I would prefer to trade for right now, but he just doesn't have. Let's flip over some of these cigarettes before somebody smokes them all. And get whatever I can out of this. I mean, I'll take bandages. That's all we can get. Hold on. What about that? Okay, so that's closer. That's closer. We're getting there. We're coming to an agreement. We're having conversations. Meeting on common ground. But you still won't give up 2 of them, huh? Because I kind of want 2 of them. And I don't really have anything else I want to give to you in exchange for this. I mean, I suppose I could go with some, like, pill... No, I'll save the pills for later. There might be an event. I can actually get rid of some Band-Aids. Why am I trading for Band-Aids? I got a ridiculous amount of Band-Aids. Maybe grab some food right there. And balance out the rest with tobacco. That sounds alright to me. Yeah, I can work that. Because that's 6 right there. That'll give us 24 more cigarettes. So we got a bunch of food and 24 more cigarettes we can trade. I like it. And then he's going to get done right here in a second. So we'll flip the remainder of those cigarettes if we have to, too. Here, you come back over here. You go to bed before I forget. Because we're going to need you tonight. I need you tonight, Bruno. I need you tonight to loot the stuff for me. Okay, so let's go and make sure everybody gets fed, too. Sometimes I forget to feed people. He's walking away. See, that's his bargaining tactic right there. He kind of turns on one ankle. He walks away like he doesn't give a shit. And then when they protest, he turns around slightly, eyeballs them out the corner of his glasses. Then he's like, so you want a deal? It's a good move, man. It's a good move. Bruno knows what's up. The guy's he's got a trader's spirit inside of him. And I don't mean like a trader's spirit like Benedict Arnold. I mean like a trader's spirit inside of him. That'll be 7 cigarettes for 16 cigarettes right there. They'll be the lower quality ones, but there's not that big of a price difference between these two. There's a slight price difference. Like this right here, the cigarette is worth like 2. This is worth 3, and then the entry level one that we make out of these is worth 1. I mean, it still works. It still works. Like trading 7 into 16 is a better deal for us, I think, because if these cost 2, it'll be 14 and we're getting 16 back out. It's a trade up. It's a slight trade up, but still a trade up. And now then, I think we got everything out of this guy, though. I don't really think he's got much left to show us. I should probably take the fuel instead of the ciggies. Okay, so that's going to be the dividing line right there. Alright, that's better. I'd rather take the fuel, actually, because that saves me from having to use a whole bunch of wood in order to make this work. I'm going to close the door on them real fast. These last 3 cigarettes, I guess I'll let everybody puff up for the time being, and they can just enjoy the fact that they get to smoke. Once we run out of time a little bit further, actually, I should probably break off this episode because we're running a little bit long. I think I'm going to break it off right here. We'll come back during the night period when we're going to be scavenging stuff. And then I think we're probably just going to finish off the hotel tonight. I don't know. It depends when winter decides to show up. That's always like the big thing is like, when is winter going to show up? It's going to show up soon. I can tell you that for certain. It's just, I can't really tell you. The crime wave never officially ended either, which is weirding me out. You should get a little splash screen that says crime has subsided or the crime wave has ended, but we haven't, which is making me very, very nervous and not very... What does Boris's thing say? Those maniacs were doing horrible things to people. At least they won't hurt the one I met. He didn't kill anybody, though. The battle for Pagoran was short and ugly. When the man in the street can turn out to be the enemy, people start taking precautions, like shooting anyone who looks at them funny. I'm not saying I did that, but I was in the minority. I think that's where the dividing line crawls, too, because once you're up in a... People use, like, shady methods. They'll dress like civilians and then run up and blaze your entire squad and stuff off the side, and it's like, well, how do you even prevent that? Because... You know, there's no rules in war. It's a sick thing. And so then in order to keep yourself alive, you got to do some terrible shit. You might accidentally kill somebody that didn't deserve it. It's crazy. Totally crazy. I don't know what I would ever do if I was in a war zone, to be honest. Like, it's just... Like, I always tell people, you shouldn't say what you wouldn't do in a certain situation until you get there, because you would be surprised how, like, fear and anger and, like, hatred and frustration all culminate to make you behave in a way that you wouldn't expect that you would. I've seen places in my life that I've been where I've been like, I would never do that. And then, like, when I got there, you know, when I was angry and somebody had, like, messed with me or, like, somebody had stolen from me and, like, they hurt your family or they hurt somebody you know, at that point, like, shit goes over the line and you do things you said, like, 2 weeks ago, you said you wouldn't do something like that and all of a sudden you have. Just throwing it out there, but I'll stop the episode right here. Never say what you wouldn't do until you've been in that situation. My name is Splattercat. I will see you all next time. Take care, everybody. I do.